Alright, so welcome to the free video training. I'm going to show you how to lucid dream and show you why it's not already been working for you. And so what most people will do, in this video I'm going to share what most people do wrong and why you're probably making these mistakes and then what you can do about it. So what most people will do is they'll hear about lucid dreaming either through a forum, or maybe they heard about it from a friend, or they watched a video or something, or they saw a film, and they hear about this concept of lucid dreaming, the idea that you can control your dreams, experience the impossible, live out your fantasies, practice real life skills, all these benefits that you might have heard of lucid dreaming. And what people do is they'll hear this stuff and they'll get really excited and think, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to learn how to do that. And so you inevitably start searching, right? You start searching Google, you start searching YouTube, you type things like how to lucid dream tonight, how to control my dreams in one day. And you find these articles online, you find these videos where they teach you a technique. Usually the technique will be like the wake back to bed, the wild, the mild or the dialed. These different technique names, they'll show you these techniques, explain step by step what you need to do. And what will happen is usually you'll give it a try. So you'll spend, maybe a few nights, you'll set an alarm, you'll wake up at 3 a.m, you'll try and do this technique, and nothing happens. Nothing actually happens for you. You don't have a lucid dream and you get frustrated. So one of two things will happen when you try this. Most people will try a technique, let's say the wake back to bed or the wild, and they will either fall asleep and completely forget to do the technique in the first place, they'll try and do the technique and it won't work, or they'll get sleep paralysis or some other random experience like that. It's quite rare that beginners are able to lucid dream the first time they try, or even the second, or even up to the 10th or 20th time they try. And that's because it's a difficult skill to learn. Not just that, but if you just try and do a technique, if you just try and learn and practice one technique, it's almost impossible that will work for you because you're missing out on, it's like trying to learn how to drive a car in one day. You can't learn how to do it in one day because there are so many foundation skills you need to build up before you're able to step in the driver's seat and actually drive the car. Or at least before you're able to do it safely and reliably. And what inevitably happens is people try this stuff, they set their alarm, they wake up in the middle of the night, they try and do the techniques, it doesn't work, they give up, they get frustrated, and they just go away. Or they keep trying things, they keep trying different techniques on different nights, but they're kind of missing the point, and they're kind of wasting their time because they're not practicing what actually will give you the results, which I'll get onto in a minute. But you've got to understand, and this is incredibly important, and in the next lesson, which if you click the link below, you can get to the next free lesson, I will explain how you can actually get the basics down right. So the absolute foundations that you need to have in place. And it's more than just meditating and doing reality checks. It's more than just trying a technique. And in fact, techniques are a very, very small part of what you should be practicing. They're actually one of the least important things. Whereas most people would assume that the focus should be on, well, how do I do it step by step? No, that's not the case at all. So really the technique is, you should forget techniques for a while, at least for the next few videos, because the most important thing I'm going to get onto in the next video. But just bear in mind that most people who try and lucid dream for the first time, they won't do it. In fact, it might take you several weeks. To be honest, if you don't follow this video course that I'm sharing with you now, it might have taken you months or even years, because if you're going to just practice techniques, you're missing the most important stuff, the most important habits you need to build, which are way more important than can I do the wake back to bed, setting my alarm, trying to fall asleep while my mind stays awake. That's kind of a bonus for people who can already lucid dream. Okay, that's not the technique or the thing you should focus on if you're a beginner, and especially if you've not had a lucid dream yet, you should ignore that stuff. So for those of you who actually don't know me, and if you've not seen me before, my name's Steph and I teach lucid dreaming and consciousness. I've been teaching it for years and I have thousands of students all around the world, just like you, who want to learn how to control their dreams, experience their fantasies, and do all of this impossible stuff in their sleep. And I've had the benefit and the privilege to talk to many people from all around the world. I've seen exactly what works and what doesn't work. I've heard all of the stories, all of the frustrations and questions and annoying experiences and times where people have tried a technique, let's say the wake back to bed, the wild, they've followed all the steps exactly how they should have done and it's just not worked. I've heard all of that over years and years of teaching this, and I've collected everything together, and that's why in the next free video training, if you just click the link below, I will explain the basic foundations you need to have in place to learn how to lucid dream properly. So if you haven't had a lucid dream yet, the next video is going to be probably the most important one for you.